Thank you very much, Mr. Lalo Gaite. Our next speaker will be Lamin Saddam Sanyang. For the purpose of those who don't know, our able brother Lamin Saddam Sanyang, a hero, I always call him. He was among the first group of youths in 1996 to join United Democratic Party. Saddam was part of the first political tour of UDP in 1996 as a self-organized security officer to our able leader, Honorable Ousainou Darboe. Again, Mr. Lamin Saddam Sanyang was part of the first Gambian youths to go through several tortures by the tyranny government. Lamin Saddam Sanyang presently is living in Holland since 1998. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to welcome Honorable Lamin Saddam Sanyang in the stage.
Nte ba fula mandinka kamale na jata wulemo mumbe siring Holland Lamin Saddam Sanyang kubuka dew kubuka kumpa mfango fama nga kujamale karang ito Lamin Saddam Sanyang imu example leti mo jamali ibuka fasi ku jamale be kunto bari ibuka fasi nimmo nate kan wate o wate la UDP la kuola ibuka sino fam ngamira that mbafole welcome abaraka welcome Mr. Lamin Saddam Sanyang please.
Jërëjëf Thomas soo waxee kàddu yu gàtt yooyu si Keba Saddam Sanyang suma warugar la pour ma wax si olof tuuti Saddam Sanyang nekk na koo xam ne ni dafa mun a boot naxari na nag pour mu wax waaye dama ko war a wax moom duy mer waxtu boo ñëw noo ñëwee si moom rek mu yombalal la ko yow boo ko diisalee sax moom mu oyofal la ko Saddam Sanyang kontaan nañ pour liggéey ak yow bu baax a baax ñu ngi laa gërëm di la sant ku xamut Saddam Sanyang si biir struggle bi dinga ko dégga moom moo nekkoon ki nga xam ne nii moo daan defar audio yi baatam bi nag duy dem si kaw waaye noonu la ko yàlla bindee waaye boo ko dégloo rek nga am loo si jànga moom it bokkoon na si ñi nga xam ne nii bu UDP taxawee moo bàyyi lépp lu muy def ne oncle Ousainou Darboe bàyyi naa suma kër bàyyi naa suma kilifa yi dinaa taxaw ma garde la guddee bëccëg suba ngoon Saddam Sanyang mii def na loolu Saddam Sanyang moom it bokk na si ñoo xam ne nii téyewoon nañ ko tocco nañ ko waaye bu mu bàyyee réewam ñëw fii di liggéey di faj nit ñi waaye ba tey mu ne déedéet dama continuer di xeexal suma réew Saddam lii warugal la mu gàtta mu gudda ñu ngi laa gërëm di la santa suñ xol yi tooy na nag waaye foog ñu wax Sanyang mbaa kóorim ba
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين nsi man saba man sa kallan ke ngaten to folo sinya sabala bayri ay balun di fon fotata ñu ñew wato la amam fa amam fengo ferandin kenna no ngabanke ko ngakule kaye o kama ngaten to ngajayi tentro ni jayiro ko lambe mulla fala ngajjuno be kafaro nen tanko dana bulu moni mo yalan ko biñol lungo e mamma be no wato la siyo kama fo asinni so juno be kafaro la ay laajon so nandiye ay kisini nemo dila melbe nemo kono asinemo jidiye melbe nemo tano kono asi bondi je ay dundala arjano kono so nalo jam bi pour kana janga ketanye kontane koti aketanye bunyati bayri amanki nyinta londo la be ngulu amanki nyinti ko ku koten nam bari mbeku wolam dole be sirin jaw wala man na wato so kanalo jan kadiyamu wala mellon UDP ton te mo je wala menno UDP anin gambe banko en te mo talanta o keno so amanken te nalo jan kon tele ko kata kata mi mo bela o kammala melew nyim bunya dinna pour nganalo jan mba folale ko ala baraka andun tala diyamo fanna la bi wanyanta tilina menna wala nyinti ko naño la karola politiko kono in Gambia ning ayatara nu comme nyanta ka diyamo le dorom politiko la karola kon dalta kala nyame tuma do wato ku jamasi moy nono ala la demaro kan bari na point ne damantu ye loi men dinne droit men dinna wala nyinti nañolu lodu la politiko kono Gambia jannim kadum na programme o nyim fanko do diamo nyim ko lambe menkela honorable ma fole cham nte ta commande la ma fode la di title honorable ngadi ala ala nyaton ko ya kono ay menke nte ta fono la mo ya menke bar mo ya ari although mamme politiko kono man londo sotoje bar nga interest soto politiko to kabri 1977 NCPPP wato la nga interest soto wato la mba fono ka foka na to kubila nga organisation jamala ke mbala ta dolo kono nga dolo nyaaton kaya ndefo nga men nyaaton kaya nimba da na sisiano tawtile bare honorable ma fode chamna nyaaton kaya nde nam nantara kafo kono nga nyaaton ko soto je me yala do ko no ko ate hanin te kumo nga kafo le men nyaaton kaya nte man do ko ke je men si betea ko honorable akanya anno nimba tawto na konto do flanyawo mba sambala na gas kafo bela especially awasane wande fasane nyanyanko fulol ni ajan ko especially itolle mu gas chapter tinni melbourne na holland ba ndu tolle lota nye suto len tilo itolle ma koy ni aje faranga kuke noje na mangi mu floti nda ke do laje so kamala ala baraka so nañol lodu la politiko kono nganaje annunte signin fono ko Gambia banko kan 75% minimum 75% politiko la karola adokuo ala everything musol la ka 25% do nasia ke wala ka wala and I don't think nobody will be here to dispute that but mobile are right to them. But momo pareta ka dispute sina ya dispute but you have to come with the proof ni ma ke no kurpeño la mentana ni aje ko nañu la ka 75% leta politiko ko Gambia ala cross yeñu politician on men beje te faño lo bari ngol te ite politiko ke no la without nañu lon la fa ko ke o keje a barakata ni ko ma dibe musken wala beje faabe kala musulati abare musula ma bama la binki ba ni musken do te ke koma oto ala barako katala ata soto no and number 2 politician ni wolte kuma ta alanga ta campaign wala yen political leader o leader ye politician o politician ni abe wulla abe muyla abe wulla la moto la bidaka akoma la be tenkunde ay jumal to akoma ala musulam membe dindingol tekke ala politique ay loya dabo asi bamba nyawnyarandi ni musuta ko ma mensa la family take care na do ta politique fenjo ta di ammo because ala mande be talla jile ndingol lam na family e be nyaadi yebo to fana yeta campaign from day one ya start Gambia mumo ya ama kabirin ko na fukato bakara flo yeta ta dawtarandi ye mitimo ki dawdarandi niamo e kafo famo we were kasia because political we were symbol ni tata campaign la dulato ma kama kuma party o party no abuka ke party irwa munati Gambia no be sia to UDP because of ma kama membe ko wo ma kama jumani la kasia nanyol la because ye campaign o je jawdara ni jalol ka tarajela ni nanyol te jalol ko ma campaign o buka diano fala and without them ala group ni yinkatala ye campaign from day one yeta up to last day mole mel yalon kun kaji ko walla lan kamel fo nyim politician nko nyim political leader sol jannim be tol selend la nyaato wallahi alengan nañul tambin di la ñu no because without nañol ni tol taate la campaign dulado ibe giyo mentale ba min na jumañol la ka bi nañol la tabiro nañol la salji muto nañol la everything nañol la without that la campaign ta ken wala nyama woto nañol la ñanta kalom biten Gambia kono political as far as politics is concerned it have impression okay 1 minute 2 minutes okay no we got 2 okay without that you'll talk to Keno because Nina that also and the most important thing carte o yamo idawda randi e kamone fo carte ke solo ka carte muso men ka carte fe Gambia wala siya bata ke ko carte fe woto ke wala yetol la nit ka tan wala and ni woto na woto fa okay nka nyimme foten amanke chakwande ko budu ngali ajele wato man solo lafta ka diamo fo diamo e siya bare wato man solo ngama to men to taje albe wala mo na odi o solo ning ale so wato la bare nka mon foten ning ayata ko lo kenya ante me ni foten because isi kenya wonyana ni hani bade bun ko lo men yalla ko la ko lo alhamdulillah bala falam dalile kilen na tan ko bade bun ko la ko bala fatin suwol faale jannen ka bonya wadalile kilen wala nyinti ko Gambia ko ne yake karafulo bela ba karafulo bela badi mun ko damale nasi ngoti Gambia ko mel yaron ko ni la lulu flo ka fnyoma abukata wasi and the last and final announcement APR sinkolu UDP ko nga kibaro soto moli ye kankuma de mo jama e ko dole bi je lafta pour kana joen patio ka ba dole complaino dile de e ko la min sadam sanya e complaino de la karol e ko dole lafta le kana pour ka joen patio ka dole fe nka nyale kuya dole fe mbuke welcome bare ni ya fale Gambia be ala fo ko mbuka nyakuya cew mu wala cew ya
Brother Saddam Sanyang, thank you very much for that wonderful speech. Saddam is always like this. He's a leader, a brother, a senior brother to the gas chapter, and always trying to entertain us whenever we met. Just to let you know, our party leader, Honorable His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic of the Gambia, Lawyer Usenu Numukunda Dabo, is not present here, but we will play a video from Usenu Dabo, the Vice President of the Gambia. Our next speaker is Wandifa Sane. Wandifa Sane is one of the finest young politicians from the Gambia. He is studying international law in Holland. Wandifa, welcome in stage.
Jërëjëf mbokk yi kii di ñëw nii mooy Wandifa Sane moom Holland la dëkk Wandifa young politicien la ak activiste la Wandifa Sane moom luwa lay jànga biir Holland su fekkee da ngeen di seetaan Facebook Wandifa Sane moom mu ngi bureaucrate mu ngi nekk di liggéey ak UDP Bantaba mbaɗigol ñi nemo Wandifa Sane ti atebe siring Holland banko kan aka luwale karang Wandifa Sane mu young politician oleti aning activist oleti Wandifa Sane, welcome.
Assalamu alaikum. Ngal be ko ndang momo be yang gitola ni ko ndola. Don't worry, my son is taking
Before he starts, he is my son.
Nganya da jamal sude jamon dol sude bari I know for so many fake profiles. Don't be told, remember, because your fake profiles are a real name, so we are still struggling with that. So, but good luck with trying to find that out. Me kondo flola sirfola membe jande dina nyaton ko lam horoma molam aboda dina bungol do mba konton namba danila duwala na jamani fasin so asidwanya fa alasin nyaton ala ni kameo no bare je fanam mbe jatiol konton na tübingen kol ngal konton mbake ngal tendu ngal jayi. Indeed, Allah welcoming is very good. Allah organizing amantere. Just on behalf of everybody, I sincerely apologize. Sometimes you guys start out suffering. So, another thing that filter siloga. Nobody, first and foremost, ndela diamo jang abet denna menna bake bi wala mu anga emergency chapter law within the gas chapter pour gaje ko ka victims ol makoy UDP chapter UDP victims ol ke makoy nyum kude kulde me alanko is very very important nara pour ka formally introduce jambi baring ningo fon ndol fangol da malta be keno la fon sifiti mol kam so nimbe findi la mol kam fana nin natam futata mem man koy ko mboda gas le chapter me alanko wala marta emergency fund la for the victims isalonko we are officially part and parcel of gas so nadiamo ko abe bedeni wala kana gas la karola it's unfortunate ngani karoke ko mayo badajang I think it would have been very nice if the mayor was here to listen to what I got to say because when it comes to the issue of the victims in Gambia a lot of our victims there have been subjected to torture. They've been gone through a lot. I mean, some been through some very stressful moments for an extended period of time. So based on that, they need two things basically, I think. They need to physically recover and also psychologically. And when you look at the Gambia, Africa as a whole, but Gambia in particular, we have an issue when it comes to psychologists. We have them, we don't have many of them. But when it comes to physiotherapists, we have about 1 or 2 the last time I checked. So it is going to be very, very difficult for these people to physically recover and get treated in Gambia. So on that note, definitely we will need the partnership of people outside the Gambia, especially the Tübingen Council. I directed that towards Tübingen because Tübingen has been very, very receptive of Gambians. I was one time in this region. Tübingen symbolizes Gambian community. We really appreciate their efforts, but in this regard as well, if the municipal council of this very honorable, this very receptive village can help us, definitely that would be very, very nice. Nobody not diamola flanya on me fola wala be kala political la karodi. Political la karola fana kuma fulano. Ndima. Ya ya berinada he was busy aben sumbuka na ko fala musola ga serambala. Aman song afala nyenda time jela diam. I need to know how many time I need to spend here, okay? At least people know how long I'm going to spend here. If I am boring to you, then you at least know what to expect. All right? So you notify me on time, please. You don't confront your dad. So political akarola me follow wala mnyini ko dal follow UDP, especially atol many along you have the means and the connections. Nkotoma Hakogoni, I should have acknowledged you. I really admire you, Yankuba Dabo. Thank you very much, Nkotoma. We need to understand and recognize one thing. Diaspora, we should not allow anybody in Gambia to treat us as a ward. Because you are political Gambia, we are divided into wards. Nobody you have constituencies, nobody you have administrative regions. As a ward, and we are also not a constituency. We are equivalent to administrative regions according to statistics. Because near Gambia, the highest administrative region with, the largest administrative region with the highest number of registered voters, Brikama is 281. But Nina the lowest Fanajibe, Kiamkol Mamparekal figure, Ndelin Kiamkol Bebradamido, Elara. Until we are just like 49, a bit under 50,000. So, we have more than 35,000 Gambians in this country. And they are eligible to vote. They have status problem here, but they don't have status problem in Gambia. They are eligible to vote. So 35,000 only in Germany. Italy, they have even more people in Italy than here. So obviously, near of Lord Damal combined, approximate Italy as just 50,000, and Young is 35,000. That's 85, close to 100. If you put order Angalter Canada, order from Amafonso regional, near order Central European country ndawo so bajela ko be administrative region jamala dana carte wala nana da carte wala administrative region, and we have only 7 administrative regions in the Gambia nana da carte fayor. So we can be ranked at least number 3 or 2 ninkol beta da nyama, not forgetting my American brothers ni olfna laje DSS and the noisy laws guys ni ol be laje bajela ko mbe moment sotola ndolebe siala many regions in Gambia. Even the constituency level, like a combo south memfoko, your cartosoro bag, Kara combo nonyol. Diaspora and Sierra bedle. So we should not acknowledge anybody to regard us as a constituency. Ndoltamira constituency will be an administrative region. And what I would like to add onto that, we need to stand up irrespective of our political affiliation. Now make sure baby diaspora, nobody successfully disenfranchise us. We have to fight for our right to vote, because if you are a citizen, the rights that you get are your civil rights. Rights or civil rights or anywhere. You have no chance to make an impact on the decision-making process of your country. So, regardless of party support, we need to fight and make sure that this government allows us to vote. We make an impact. None economically we are contributing. So decision-making. And Bill Gates got impact so you are not decision making, Uganda decision making because Kodobable. So when I'm the Kodos Penola Gambia, at the same time, the cartel final na voice hard. So what is one thing? Another thing is we need to UDP, we need to structure ourselves. Come for diaspora most yadale. Alanga try na organization, especially Central Europe jam. Boysol jamabeje yalong politician me yalong aka fang affiliate to the ordinary people aka support so the battle. When we make plans alanga try we tailor these plans to meet the demands and expectations of people many yalong ko wolle be laring high molto taring mol many yalong ko be jam without status, like come for them they have status problem here. Maybe some of them have status problem here, because I understand only 3% to 4% of people in Germany, Gambians, migrants, or will status. So I'm trying a plan, organization, or any UDP activity. I'm trying to plan, make sure these people are included. Because you may include you expect to go and knock on their doors. So you will not be able to. It is sort of a time. You feel by so ning kombe da for last minute de go rek ngara afra boy sol man do go atale no go kolon mo be ite alo nyaadi la mo tante moti. So on that note mbela fila me emphasize la wodo dronko, let's make sure that nim plan so lena me yalon ko boy sol me belaren high molto boy sol me jam me yalon ko dila musol ning other family members sol le siri nga try we reach out to them, because all this large number of people me yalon ko wolna nara back we jay bolel kono. So we reach out to those people, and the UDP executive when it comes to the internal structures, let's try to copy, let's make some transplants from the executive. Nana organization of Kenya, structural Kenya, there will not be too many contradictions. Structural dobe jang Germany overload internet, structural dobe in Gambia overload internet. Alanga try we all subscribe to the constitution. Institutional within Europe jang at least some sort of uniformity or harmonization. Kana na structural kakar fatabake. No then that does not symbolic say we are all under one umbrella. So I think I think member je wolam dal badunga modo fanal nga diamo dajal say bari modo fanal nyanta diamo la anu bi ngamira ku jamala be jang nama ko commentol talbol dalbor dabo no jo kola ngamo ko bakulo fana be jane. So nimme yalon ko famada tantaw do na don bara wulo rem bang musu ba julo rem bang ngamira be sot la jane bi bar bi na man tantan nak. So malon jati yoli o kenya dile. I think I have to ask for that. So Allah baraka baka, thank you so very much.
Wandifa yara fa yedi amono tene wandifa sane abaraka. Nadiamula kote ngomumbina la after wandifa mu Fatoumata Sanden neti. Fatoumata Sanden atelem solo Sanden dingmati Fatoumata mbe kumandika Fatoumata yaya le nyante present la no bari ko yaya ko aye bulange present tege te present Fatoumata ifama ye doku wa munke Gambia ye fani yo tutaje wodoku a continue yente munje lorin jang nite nga kukilin ne soto in common asake mo jama malong itata keta recently le bari itata mu 1981 leti 1981 coup d'état to nte fama ikafa ngan susaho fil fosol lemnum kabrin kelo kita ikelete la banko ye bari hane wo ye be samba mile 2 ikelete la banko le fil fosol dol be barulin ne hani say bari dol bantal nte fama mfama bantal bari Fatoumata mbe kuma kinin ne fole victime wala munti bari ila victime ya komin jamanol ka fa nyame ata ko du musst das als eine Herausforderung nehmen yebamang ifama ye kelo munke ya continue comme te fama ñole kelo munke mba continue kam wala londi jambi Fatoumata Sandeng please
mbokay jërëjëf ki ñoo otisini mooy Fatoumata Sandeng di doomi Solo Sandeng man itam ma xam si tuuti rek dëkk ak ñoom Fatoumata suma doom la ma yaayam ñoo màggandoor judoondoor ma xam papaam bu baax a baax xam taxawaayam si UDP Fatoumata di la bàyyi plateforme bi di wax ne sa papa lim bàyyee gannaaw jobootami yow ak saraka yépp sa yaay ñu ngi ko wax gàcce ngalaama parce que soo waxee ak moom nga gis ko nga gis ni mu tiyee jobootam yi yar leen ku jarañ naw la Ñima Sandeng Ñima Sandeng wax na ma ci yooni ki yoon ne Solo musu koo def lu ko naxari barki démba sax man wax naa moom balaa ma ñëw fii Ñima Sandeng mu ne ma wax suñ chapter bi ne kontaan na parce que chapter bi dafa nekk chapter boo xam ne yaagut a juddu waaye dafa juddu rek taxaw màgga kon mu ne su jiitali chairman Mafodé Cham mu ngi gërëm ñëpp di leen santa si taxawaay bi fàttewuñ tamit Australia taxawaay buñ defoon yónnee dajale lu ndaw yónnee ko seen jobooti Solo Sandeng yi yónnee ko tamit ñi nga xam ne ni ñooy Kalama Revolution su kay daxa ba jiite ko kon nag lii kaddu boo xam ne na ni si ñi ma la jógee mu ne ma jiit jottali ko ñëpp di leen tanta di leen gërëm jërëjëf Ñima Fatoumata.
Certainly, just for the purpose of English speakers, for those who don't know Fatoumata Sandeng, she is the daughter of the late Solo Sandeng, the UDP hero, a father who penned his name in the Gambian history. So for that being the case, we welcome Fatoumata Sandeng in speech.
I would first say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah to everyone, and good afternoon to those who speak English and don't know what that means, but peace and blessing be upon all of you. Like they said, I am Fatimata Sandeng, the daughter of the late Solo Sandeng. Actually, I didn't write a speech because to me, writing a speech would mean I'm explaining something that is not from me. And what I am told to talk about is generally what I have been living recently, what had happened to my family, what I have been living in since I was born. So I needed no speech for that, no written speech for that, just points that I took. I would have asked everyone to observe a 1-minute silence for the fallen heroes, not only for my father, but as that has already been done, I would bypass that. And for those who don't know who Solo was, which I doubt, I think almost all of us know who Solo was. Solo Sandeng was, I don't even know how to describe him. He was a father. He was not only a hero like those who don't know him would call him. I would just say his bravery is off the limit. He would care about other people more than he cared about us at home. Not that he doesn't care about his family, but to tell you how he would prioritize the needs of the people outside, which has resulted to his torture and death in 2016. But rounding it all up, because I don't want to stand here for long, I might go emotional, so I will do this very shortly. Solo Sandeng has been in the UDP since its inception. I was born in a household of UDP, everything UDP. I personally remember I used to disturb him. I would just come home and say, why are you people not doing anything? Why are you not in the streets? Because I was a government student, and he would say, no, we are doing something. I said, but I don't see the impact. So we were like, I was an opposition of the UDP, and he would justify himself to me. He would justify himself to me. My mother would say, can you people give us peace? I said, yeah, I just want to disturb him. So that is how he was to his children. He was a loving father who would give everything that he had to his family. And not only his family, as in those who like his children, but he took everybody else as family. You don't have to be from the UDP for Solo to support you, to help you, to do everything that he has for you. There was this time that he stood for councillor elections in our ward in Dipakunda, and there were some people who were insulting him, saying everything, insulting our family. That's politics for you. That's why I don't like it at some point. But then, being angry, we were so mad at those people. But guess what? Some of those people came to my father, particularly a lady who called him uncle, but what was insulting him in the campaign trail, came and said, you know, I don't have rice and everything. Can you imagine? He came to the house and took our rice and was giving it to the lady. And we were like, no, it's not gonna happen. He said, if someone does something bad to you, what you have to do is to pay that person with good. You cannot correct a wrong with a wrong, but then you can correct a wrong with a right. So that is the man who I call my father. Solo was a community man. He has never been to school, I mean formal education. Of course he has been a Taliban. He learned the Quran his whole life, but he has never sat in a class. But I tell you today, I know I don't speak good English, but Solo has taught me some words in English. He would call me and say, do you know what this word means in English? I would say, no. And then he would tell me, this is what it means. I'm like, but how do you know all of this? But then that's not my business to ask, because he is a determined person. He is ready to do everything for his country. That love in his heart and determination, dedication is what made him learn English language. I don't know how, but he made it. And then he could speak better than some people who had been graduates or with bachelors, and I am thankful for that. So he is also one person who would gather people in his community and say, you know what, you're doing the same things. Why don't we come together and form an organization so that you can have benefits from that? He doesn't need anything from it. He formed the local bread bakers association in Dipakunda. He also formed the Dipakunda Tube Town. The women who did tie and dye brought them together so that they can have their businesses, boom. And then he didn't do that for anything but the love for community. Solo was also, up to his death, the chairperson of the Parent Teachers Association of my primary school and my senior secondary school. I wouldn't say I can't describe his stance in the UDP because I was not with him every day, but those who are in the UDP know how much he loved UDP. I would say one thing, Papa Usainu Dabo wouldn't have anything that he is concerned about, that he wants something so desperately to be done or to be said about it without him calling my dad. And then that has shown the closeness. That is why I know that he feels the departure of Solo until today. So we go to the main story, which many of you know, April 14, 2016. Solo thought that the electoral system was not favorable to opposition parties because we had a dictatorial government in Gambia. All the constitution, the laws, and everything that guides the elections, the money that you have to pay was just increased and made inconvenient for the opposition parties. The age limit was increased so that especially the leader of the UDP would not be able to contest the next elections because the then president, then dictator, knew that UDP was, let's say, the only party that was a threat to his party or a threat to his governance. So he did all that. So Solo thought that it wouldn't be fair if we sit and let this go by without saying or doing anything about it. One, he didn't inform his party leader because if he had done that, he wouldn't have been out in the streets on April 14, 2016 because they knew what was going to happen to him. So he just had to gather some youths and say, you know what, we have to go to the streets. We cannot sit, because the government that we have wouldn't allow us to say anything on media. The media wouldn't cover our speeches or our congresses, whatever. So we just march and then we make our voices heard. And on that fateful day, I remember early in the morning, we prayed together, Fajr, and he told me, I was actually going to prepare to go to work, and then he said, if you close from work, don't come home today. I said, why? He said, because we are going on a protest and anything can happen. I'm going to make sure your mom and the children are not home because I don't know what's going to happen, but make sure the kids and your mother are safe. I'm like, what does that have to mean? So one would say, Solo knew he was either going to die that day or he was not coming home on that day. He was going to be in prison because he has gone through a lot of arrests by the NIA. As Gambians, we know what that means, simply for nothing. Organizing programs, organizing meetings, indoor meetings, they would just claim you don't have permits and all of that. So when he last left the NIA, he was told, if we get hold of you again, we are going to kill you, just like that. I personally confronted one person who was in the NIA and said, why would you have to tell that to my father? He said, oh no, it's not me. I'm like, whatever. So he knew he might lose his life that day, but the Gambia was bigger than him, to him, and was bigger than everything that he had, because he thought that with that step, with those steps towards Westfield, with the banners, we need proper electoral reforms, with a loudspeaker, he was going to liberate Gambia in one way or the other. In his own words, if you kill me today, you wouldn't kill anybody else tomorrow because the Gambia is going to be free. That is why we have a democratic government today. I cried recently, but I try a lot of times not to cry, and people tell me, "You're so strong." I tell them it's not about being strong, it's not about me, but for the respect of the man who gave his life for me, because I was born in 1994. The only government I knew was the dictatorial government of Yahya Jammeh. I knew nothing else. So if there is a man who had everything else that he wanted to do, who had children, up to 8 or 9 children, who had a wife, who had a family to take care of, could go up onto the streets and give up his life for me and my age mates, for my people in the Gambia, to see a better day, I should be grateful to him. And the only thing I could do is to be strong as I stand here today to say thank you, not as my father, but as a citizen of the Gambia, as a selfless citizen of the Gambia who thought that enough was enough, and then we needed the change, the liberation. Enough was enough for the deaths, for the tortures, for the arrests, for the disappearances. It was just enough. And that is why, again, we could gather here today, broadcast this on Gambian TV, have rallies in Gambia without anyone being scrapped, at least as I know. So we learned about the April 14th. I hope I'm not speaking so much. So we learned about the April 14th. On the day April 14th, I saw people running. I was in my office, I saw people running. I said, "What's happening?" They said, "There is a coup d'etat." I said, "Really?" They said, "Yes." But I knew it was my father, either being arrested or there was something that went wrong. On that day, we sat home. He didn't come home. We were told he's arrested. Fine. We would wait because we thought he could maybe come home. That was on a Thursday. On a Friday, we sat, and then we saw on Facebook, on the news, that Solo Sandeng has been tortured alongside the people he was arrested with, because he's the leader of the team that led the protest. When my mother saw this, I told her, "No, it's not true," because I didn't want her to feel that way. I told my family, "Let's all go to bed. We will wait for tomorrow." And then early in the morning, on April 16th, a neighbor came running. "Did you hear what I heard?" I said, "No." My daughter called me from America, and she said that Solo is dead. I said, "Dead?" I said, "Yes." My mom said, "No, that can't be true." Again, I told them, "No, it's not true. Maybe they are just speculations." We ran together to Usaino's house, and then we found Usaino crying. And we don't need to ask anymore, do we? We knew something had happened. He told us, "The one who gave me information wouldn't lie to me. Solo has been killed." That same night that he was arrested was the same night he was tortured to death, simply because he wanted a free Gambia. We have lost a father, but the Gambia has lost, I don't know again what to call him. Maybe you could help me. So the case is still in court. But after the April 14th, even on April 16th, I was part of a protest that was asking, we were chanting, "We need Solo Sandeng, dead or alive." We were tear gassed, soldiers, paramilitary, we were beaten, driven away. I managed to escape. I don't know who put me in a taxi, honestly. I'm saying taxi as full as, yeah? Yeah, so I don't know who actually helped me escape, but then I was ready to die. I tell you today, wallahi, I told them, "I want you to take me to where my father is, because you're insisting he's not dead. Take me where he is. If he's not dead, put me there. I want to be with him. If he is dead, give me my father's body." When we left the protest ground, reaching home, somebody ran and told us there is a vehicle full of paramilitary officers with guns coming to you. You have to leave your house. So we had to vacate our home that same day, never to come back for up to a year. We were in hiding for 1 week, and we were being looked for. I had to gather my family and speak to some people, and thanks to my husband again, By then, I didn't know he was going to be my husband anyway. But thanks to him for helping us leave the Gambia. We had to leave the Gambia and spend a day on the way with our 2-year-old sister. She was the youngest of the family, and my sister was pregnant. She nearly lost the pregnancy because of the hectic journey to Dakar. But I tell you, when we got to Dakar, there were no mattresses. We knew no one. It's just one person who we were connected to. I had to withdraw my salary from everything I was doing in Gambia so my family could have a mattress to sleep on, and I slept on the floor. I don't like to explain it. Well, it's all past and gone now. Yeah. I don't want to drink. We were in exile for 9 good months. And then in exile, I had to fight. Like she said, I told them the legacy that my father started. April 14 is when I would start too. If Jammeh has to kill me too, he would kill me. But I would continue to make sure that he doesn't torture anybody's father again like he tortured mine. To make sure he doesn't lead another family like mine to exile. To make sure he doesn't lead a 2-year-old child not know her father, rather. I knew my father, but my little sister doesn't remember him. I didn't want any other families to go through that. I had to stand up, talk to the media. We had to fight. And eventually, alhamdulillah, he is no more there. And we thank God for that. So basically, we would say the court is still going on, but it has been exhumed, identified. Well, it's slow, and we would have wanted it to be fast, but it's a murder case, and like we know, the justice system of the Gambia, it is not too fast and not too equipped for us to have what we want. The victims, I would say, not only my family, there have been thousands of people who had died before my father, and all those families are suffering in Gambia today. Like we say, anywhere we go, we are pursuing Jammeh. Not because I just want to hunt someone, but because I want justice for my father. I want Jammeh to justice. And we will do that every day that we wake up until we see him to justice. And if we leave, we have other people who would follow the trend. I think I've spoken so much. So I would just say my father's departure.
It's okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, our sister, a very dedicated sister. You make everyone shock here. Yeah, I think we go for break because everyone is, it's okay.
Fatoumata mbafole abaraka ila diamol nka ente fama mumbe lorin jang alama nema nen kafar kala sawante furel be man satalla ye harjana nin so arjanna firdaus la fana Fatoumata abaraka momum man nying story moy num bi nga moy ida kono le anda koytale fer komi yafo ñami malum fo mba fala le kelobe continuer la le bang fo ngamira kelobe continuer Mr. Chairman ko kelobe continuer la le ha kelobe continuer la le andum Fatoumata ngala ne ko ifama bi atilinta bakele fam anen sabante furel be mun ya lon ko be banta Gambia la kuleto mbe duwa kele be alama man satalla yeso arjanna firdausi la ye do ko mum bulantol bulo kono alama fanan ay soni antol bulo kono ngamira mbe danna janne sainteng ngata konto ngala kat ngalo ko jaran kol ni mbari kol konko be la le mbe duwala sabante furel be arjanna firdausi la mbe duwala fil fosol ye munu banta 1981 coup d'état to fo kata 84 mbal salut la alama man satalla ya so arjanna firdausi la
jërëjëf mbokay xol tooy na yaram daw na Fatoumata lim waxtu léegi rek ñu tënka ko tuuti si wolof Fatoumata bindu dara waaye wax na tuuti si mbiri papaam wax na ne papaam nekkoon na koo xam ne lim am du fanaan ak moom dina leen ko bàyyee jox ko jàmbur yi amoon na bés sax ñoom amuñ lu ñoo lekk waaye am na ku ñëw buggaat leen jox jobootam yi mu aaye leen ko jox leen ko Fatoumata wax na teexa yoo xam ne am nañ ko bi ñoo jógee Gambia pour dem Sénégal jamono yooyu lim liggéeyoon Gambia moom la jël wecci ko wax lu daw yaram fa lañ jëlee matras boo xam ne moom ak yaayam ak rakam yi fa lañ tëddal buñ fàttale ko Fatoumata organise woon na loo xam ne nii we need Salo Sandeng dead or alive bés boobu tamit Yaya Jammeh ak ñi mu àndal bugga koo jàppa moom ak ñi mu àndal waaye mu ne ni waaye ko jël sax dugal ko ci biir moto taxi xamut kan la sax biñ nekkee ci yoon bi ba àgga seen kër am ki leen ñëw déy ne leen ne Yaya Jammeh ak soldaaram yi ñu ngi ci yoon bi pour ñëw ne ngeen fexe yaa sa yaay ak seen rakka yi ngeen daw bés boobu lañ gàddaay àndaa rakkaam yi ak seen yaay dem Sénégal si gàttal yi kàddu yoo xam ne la Fatou wax na ko si soose kon nag di gërëm ñëpp di sant ñëpp fi mu nekk toogaay bi yàgg na ñu ngi invite ñëpp ñu dem pour añi su añee ba suur nit ñi naan ñu continuer jërëjëf.
Now we have a lunch break, then we will be back with so many wonderful speakers. I thank you all.
Sabi ngondam sibo Mariama Jange adala baraka ko ni ke mo bo nyandu abara bara jajudo mama dide jama marima umisilla mama dimma so mamoni jamu dimma kutubole dimma wari dimma amara dimma